Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about another topic called it as standard costing. So in the standard costing is also a predetermined cost. First we have to set up the cost of the product, and then we have to identify the actual cost, what is it happening. Then we have to compare it with the actual cost, and we have to find out what is the variance comes there. That is, the standard cost is a predetermined cost which is computed in advance. We have to compute this cost in advance of production on the basis of specification of all the factors affecting the costs. So we need to take into account all the basic specifications of all the factors which affects the cost. So we have to put all these into one and then we have to identify the what is the predetermined cost of the product, and these costs are compared with the actual costs and observe the variances and find out the reasons. So first we have to find out the standard cost, then we have to compare it with the actual cost. Actual cost means what exactly we are going to spend the amount to produce the product. That is the actual cost. So we have to compare it with the standard cost, and these costs should be compared and we have to find out the variance. So variance analysis. So this is the difference between the standard cost and the actual cost is known as the cost variance. So if actual cost is less than the standard cost, then the variance is favorable. If the actual cost is more than the standard cost, then the variance is unfavorable or adverse. So favorable variance indicates efficiency, while an unfavorable denotes inefficiencies. So suppose, for example, to produce 100 units, the manufacturing cost is 10,000 rupees. So this is a standard cost. But actually, to produce these 100 units, in real we spent 15,000 rupees. This is the actual cost. So here we need to find out the variance. So variance is nothing but the difference between the standard cost and the actual cost. So standard cost is 10,000 rupees and the actual cost is 15,000 rupees. So it takes more rupees to produce. So here the 5,000 rupees is adverse. This is called as unfavorable condition. So we have to find out what is the reason to increase this actual cost. That is the variance. So here we have different types of variances. So there are 4 types of variances. One is a direct material cost variance, a direct wages cost variance, overhead variance, and sales variance. Direct material cost means, so what are all the materials which we are using to produce a product, and what are their rates. So what is the standard cost and what is the actual cost. So we have to find out that variance. And the wages cost, direct wages cost. To produce the products, we need to make use of some employment also. So for that workers, how much we are paying to produce that product. So that is the direct wages cost variance. And overhead variance. Overhead means any other variances, any other expenditures that we have to any other expenditures that we have to use to produce the products. That is, we are calling it as overheads. So we have to find out those overheads also. And then sales variance. So what is the standard sales and what is the actual sales? So what is the difference between those two, and we have to find out the variance. So like that we have 4 types of variances. We will see one by one. Here first one is the direct material cost. Direct material cost is it is the difference between the standard cost of material specified for the achieved and the actual cost of materials used. So difference between the standard cost of material, what is the standard cost of material and what is the actual cost of materials. First we need to find out the difference between these two. So we have a formula to find out this variance, material cost variance, that is MCV, standard quantity into standard price. Standard quantity into standard price minus actual quantity into actual price. Actual quantity into actual price. So standard quantity, standard price, actual quantity and actual price. So first we will estimate to produce these many number of units how much quantity of raw materials we require. We estimate that, and what is their standard price, we estimate that, and we will find out the standard cost of materials here. And in real, what is the actual quality, that means actual quantity which we have used to produce that much of production, and what is the actual price. So this gives you the actual cost of raw materials. So between these two, the difference we have to find out, that is called as material cost variance. So here, to achieve the variance, so we have 2 reasons. In order to get the variances, we have 2 reasons. One is price variance and the other one is usage variance. Material price variance and material usage variance. So in first we will discuss about material price variance. Material price variance. So this occurs due to the difference between the standard price specified and the actual price paid. So and we have a formula also for actual quantity, how much we have expected standard price and how much we have paid, that is actual price. So in this way we can find out the material price variance. So there will be many reasons to get the prices difference. So due to some of the reasons are so we will have a change in price. For example, at the time of estimating 1 kg is equal to suppose 10 rupees. Suppose, but in real, at the time of production 1 kg is equal to 12 rupees. So it leads to difference. So because there is a change in price. So and the other reason is inefficient buying. Suppose if you are purchasing raw materials regularly from one supplier, suppose any mediator comes and tell us to purchase raw materials from other supplier for his beneficiary, and we do not get regular discounts and the prices may rise. So in that way we will get to the inefficient buying. So high transport, storage and handling costs. So suppose due to lack of raw materials in our store, we have to purchase it emergency at higher rates also. So in all these aspects we will get the price variance. So to find out the material price variance, we use this formula. So next one is material usage variance. So it is the difference between standard quantity specified and the actual quantity used. So this also we can find out using this formula. Material usage variance is equal to, so standard price into standard quantity minus actual quantity. So this variance may arise because of the following reasons. Suppose careless handling of raw materials, wastage, spoilage, thefting, changes in product design, defective tools and equipments, change in product mix, etc. So these are all the reasons to get the material usage. So this can also be done using this formula. So next one is we will have a problem to solve this. How we are going to identify this? So if you observe here, the standard cost of material for manufacturing a unit of a particular product estimated as follows. This is the estimated cost. Estimated is nothing but the standard cost. 16 kgs of raw materials at 1 rupees per kg. So 16 kgs of raw materials at 1 rupees per kg. On completion of the unit, it was found that 20 kgs of raw materials costing 1 rupee 50 paise per kg has been consumed. Compute material variance. So they have specified already what is the estimation cost and what is the actual cost. So here they have specified 16 kgs of raw materials. They have used standard quantity is 16 kgs and the standard price is 1 rupee. 1 rupee, but the actual quantity is 20 kgs. Actual price is 1 rupee 50 paise. 1 rupee 50 paise. So material variance. We have to find out the material cost variance. Material cost variance. So for this we have to use the formula. So standard price into standard quantity minus actual price into actual quantity. So 1 rupee into 16 minus 1 rupee 50 paise into 20 kgs. This is 16 rupees minus 30 rupees, which gives us minus 14, which is adverse. Adverse means unfavorable. Unfavorable condition. So here we got the actual price. Actual price and actual quantity also increased in order to get the actual cost. So when compared with the standard cost, it is increased. So that's why it is unfavorable. So in that way we can calculate this one. So I'll show you one more problem. So from the following details, calculate material cost variance and material price variance. Material cost variance and material price variance. So standard quantity material required for manufacturing of a product is 10,500 kgs. Cost of material is 2 rupees per kg. Actual quantity used for manufacturing of a product is 11,000 kgs. Amount paid for material consumed is 24,750 rupees. So here we are given with to manufacture a product, we are estimating that standard quantity 10,500 kgs, and they have specified the standard price also. Standard price is 2 rupees. And actual quantity we used to produce that product is 11,000 kgs, and we have paid amount for that 11,000 kgs is 24,750 rupees. We need to find out the actual price here. So for 11,000 kgs it is 24,750 rupees. for 1 kg 24,750 by 11,000. So we need to estimate this. ₹2.25. So actual price is ₹2.25. So we need to find out material cost variance by using the formula P into SQ minus AP into AQ. So SP means standard price ₹2 into 10,500 minus ₹2.25 into 11,000. So it's 21,000 minus 24,750. So minus 3,750. It is unfavorable or adverse. We can say it as adverse. So we are also asked to find out the material price variance. So material price variance, to find out material price variance, actual cost into SP minus AP. Actual quantity is 11,000. SP is ₹2. Actual price is ₹2.25. 2,750 rupees we will get. This is adverse. So next we will discuss about another variance, call it as direct wages variance. So and this can also be called it as labor variance. So it is the difference between the standard labor cost. This is called as standard labor cost. Standard labor cost minus actual labor cost. So this is the difference between standard labor cost and actual labor cost. So we use the formula standard rate into standard time. So to produce 1 unit of product, so what is the standard time we require and what is the rate per unit? But what it happens actually. So that is actual rate into actual time. So SR means standard rate, ST means standard time, AR means actual rate, and AT means actual time. So for this also we have two reasons to get this particular labor variance. One is labor rate variance. So we will have a difference in standard rates and the actual rates, and we have labor efficiency variance. Some efficient persons will do the work immediately, but some inefficient persons will do the same work in most of the time. So there we will get more time to produce one particular unit. So that is called as labor efficiency variance. So we have a formula to find out the labor rate variance. So it is the difference between the standard rate and the actual rate we paid for the actual time. So we use this formula actual time into SR minus AR. AT means actual time we require to produce one particular unit, and SR means standard rate and AR means actual rate. So here we have many different reasons to increase the labor rate, that is excessive overtime, employment of wrong type of labor, that means employing skilled person in place of unskilled one. So overtime workers, so employment of labor at a higher rates due to shortage of workers. So like that we have many different reasons in order to get this variance, and we use this formula to get the labor rate variance. The next one is labor time or efficiency variance. So labor efficiency variance, so this is the formula. It is the difference between the standard labor hours and the actual labor hours. So we have a formula, standard rate into ST minus AT. And we have another variance, called it as ideal time variance. Ideal time variance. And it can be calculated by using standard rate into ideal time. How many hours the employees are idle in the workplace. And this ideal time may occur due to the many reasons, like non-availability of raw materials, power cut, breakdown of machinery, etc. So for that ideal time also we have to pay the charge for the labors by using this standard rates, not by using the actual rate. So in this way we can find out the ideal time variance also. So here we will discuss one particular problem. So in order to get all these variances in one single problem. So here we have a problem. Calculate the labor cost variance from the following information. Standard cost specification for a product. This is the standard cost. So time 15 hours per unit. 15 hours per unit means here we have standard time is equal to 15 hours. Standard rate is equal to 3 rupees per hour. So here we have production 500 units. We have number of hours taken. That information also we are given with. Production is 7,800 hours. Idle time is 200 hours. And the total time is 8,000 hours. This is the total hours. And payment made 24,800 rupees. So on an average we will paid for 1 hour 3 rupees 10 paise. 3 rupees 10 paise. So here we have 8,000 hours. Here we have total time is 8,000 hours. For this 8,000 hours we have paid 24,800 rupees. That means for 1 hour we got this 3 rupees 10 paise. So here we have a solution. So standard time is 15 hours. Standard time is 15 hours. Standard rate is 3 rupees and actual rate is 3 rupees 10 paise. So here we will find out the labor cost variance. So labor cost variance, standard cost minus actual cost. Standard cost minus actual cost. So standard cost means standard rate is 3 rupees. How many hours we have worked means standard time is 15 hours for 500 units. That means it gives us 22,500 minus 24,800. This already we have given with this amount. For the 8,000 hours, this is the 8,000 hours actually happened. For 8,000 hours we have paid 24,800. So the amount is 2,300. This is adverse, unfavorable condition. So next one is labor efficiency variance. Labor efficiency variance can be calculated by using this formula. Standard rate into standard time minus actual time. So standard rate is 3 rupees. Actual time is 15 hours for 500 units. But here we have only 7,800. Actually production time is 7,800. The remaining 200 hours is idle time. This we have to exclude from the 8,000 hours. So in order to get the actual hours we have used to produce that product, 7,800 hours for 500 units. So here we will get 900 rupees as adverse. So next, labor rate variance. Labor rate variance can be calculated by using this formula. Actual time into SR minus AR, SR means standard rate minus AR, 8000 hours, actually we have 8000 hours into 3 minus 3 rupees 10 pice, which gives 800 adverse. And we can also find out the idle time variance, idle hours into SR, that is 200 into 3 rupees, that is 600 rupees adverse. So in this way we can calculate the labor cost variance. So next we will calculate the sales variance. So it is the difference between actual sales and the budgeted sales. So here we can find out the sales revenue variance, that is budgeted sales minus actual sales. Budgeted sales means standard sales minus actual sales. So here if we get actual sales as highest than the budgeted sales, then it is favorable. Make a note of this. If actual sales is greater than the budgeted sales, it is favorable condition, because whatever we thought in selling the products, we estimated the products, that will be more in actual. So that's why this actual sales is increased and the budgeted sales is decreased. So actual sales is, when actual sales is highest than the budgeted sales, it is favorable condition. Otherwise it is unfavorable condition. So here we have a reasons to get this sales variance. One is sales price variance, other one is sales volume variance. So sales volume variance may get using these reasons: sales quantity variance and sales mix variance. So in this way we have reasons to get this sales variance. So and we have a formula also: sales price variance, which is equal to actual quantity into SP minus actual price. SP means sales price, selling price and actual price. Sales volume variance, SP selling price into actual quantity minus standard quantity. So let us solve one problem in order to get this sales variance. So in this problem, the sales manager of MTR Limited, which produces and sells 3 types of products, viz. A, B and C, and furnishes you the following information for the month of December 1996. Here for product A and product B and for product C. So this is the standard sales and this is the actual sales. So this is the quantity, so 500 units, and its selling price is 5 rupees. This is the estimated price, and we got these results: 2500, 400 units, 6 rupees selling price, 2400 rupees total sales. 300 units, 7 rupees per unit, 2100 sales. But actually what happens? So we sold 500 units at 5 rupees. So here there is no difference, that is 2500. So here we have increased the selling price here by 25 pice, that is 6 rupees 25 pice. That's why we got this amount, 3750 rupees. And here we reduced 0.25 pice in the selling price, in the actual selling price. Actual selling price is 7 rupees and budgeted selling price is 7 rupees and the actual selling price is 6 rupees 75 pice. Here we reduced the selling price, that's why we got this amount, 2700. So here we have to find out the sales revenue variance. So this is the total amounts. So sales value variance is equal to actual sales minus standard sales. So actual sales is 8950 minus standard sales is 7000 rupees. So here actual sales is greater than the standard sales, that's why we got this favorable conditions. So actual sales should be greater than the standard sales. Then only we will get the favorable conditions. So in this way we calculate in this here sales price variance also we have sales price variance. So in order to calculate the sales price variance, we will make use of this formula: actual sales into actual price minus actual selling price minus budgeted selling price. So for A, so we have sold 500 units and there is no difference between these two selling prices. Actual selling price is 5 rupees and budgeted selling price is also same, 500 into 5 minus 5. That's why we should not get any difference. And for B product, we sold 600 units. The actual selling price is 6 rupees 25 pice, but we expected that 6 rupees, it should be 6 rupees. So here we increased the actual selling price, that's why we got this favorable amount. But in this C product, we reduced the selling price. Actually we got 7 rupees, but we actually sold these products for 6 rupees 75 pice. So this is the adverse amount. So that's why we got this 50 rupees favorable. So in this way we will calculate the sales price variance also. Okay, thank you students. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.